But I'm now going to pass that over to Abe because he was at the event in Los Angeles and he can now share his own personal view. I was watching some of it on the stream, but so Abe, what was the event like and about?
So basically, Disney Infinity had an event, a family-friendly event, where they can bring their kids and have a good time um, at the Disney Interactive campus in Glendale, and it was quite a fun event, just to see. Usually, I'm an adult and I like this game, and obviously a bunch of my friends and everybody in this community mostly are adults, but it's just great to see the youth, the kids enjoy the game and really get into it. Um, it was basically a big event where they had several game stations, catered food. You had like a section where you can color cards and write notes to any of the sick children at the hospitals that they're raising funds for. There was a disc trading station, which was kind of interesting. How you're starting to see how these power discs are evolving as far as a collector's item. Um, there was also simultaneous filming going on aside from the Twitch live feed with JV and Allison, but they also had the Disney Channel there, and
Oh,
they
cool.
had a couple of teens that they had in a specific section of the whole place where they were filming them playing the game for a while, and even all over the place with other events in that area. They had a big setup for just the PC game alone
Oh,
for
cool.
Infinity, and one of the cool things I noticed is they had an actual game controller set up for it. So a lot of people who are complaining about the keyboard and not having the ability, I believe, get a game controller because it's the best experience for
Yeah.
the PC version. Um, a donation station so you can contribute to the cause. But most of it was just playing the games. The kids were told to come dressed up in a costume,
Yeah.
and they had a cool little contest for the kids. And gave away the 2.0 originals figure to the kids who dressed up, and then they also had like the one grand prize winner, the best dressed. They gave them a starter pack of their choosing. But the cool thing, though, I was tapping into earlier was the Paradiscs. They had a little trading station. They welcomed people to bring some of their extra Paradiscs so they can trade. And even if they didn't, they were given a couple
Yeah.
at the entry, for the kids. And it was cool because they could walk around and place their discs on the game station. If they wanted a different disc, they can go trade it. And it's cool. The new disc folios are awesome because it just makes me feel like when I was a little kid trading baseball cards with my neighbor or something like that. It makes you feel like it's definitely serving its purpose as not just a little add-on for your game, but it's also a collector's item. But aside from that, just watching JV and Allison do the 24-hour feed. I mean, not 24 hour, the 4 hours to kick off the event.
Yeah.
Just on Twitch for it was cool. You see them playing with some figures that aren't out. I got to see Jasmine. Even though he took out his Green Goblin, I don't even think I don't know if anybody got to see it on Twitch if he got to play with it, but
Yeah. Don't recall that one.
yeah. But anyways, Jasmine saw a few cool of her moves that we haven't really seen before. Like she has this whirlwind attack with flying carpets come out when she uses them, so it's kind of interesting. But overall, it was a fun event. It was definitely it was catered to family, which was awesome
Yeah.
because children's hospital, you have kids, and it was very well tight knit community. It was awesome to be there and help them reach the $15,000 mark. And according to what you said, now they're almost at 16, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But it was a cool event. I was really glad I went to it. If you would like to see pictures from the event and all the cool festivities they had there, go ahead and tune into our VinylMationKingdom.com page or even the Facebook page, and you can actually see the article there.
Yep, and I'm actually was just sort of going through and just scrolling through the website so everyone could see those pictures just as you were talking. So that was even
Perfect.
So that was good timing. It was, I think, by the look. I mean, I was watching some of it on the live stream, obviously with time differences and work commitments, etc. Wasn't it? I managed to catch, I think, like the last hour of the live webcast with the kids singing, sort of "Let It Go," and just in general, it just seemed to be there was a lot of excitement, and it was, just it was quite funny just watching it, and I think it was a great event for a way of raising money for Disney. Oh, not raising money for Disney, but raising money for charity, but also a great sort of advertising event for sort of Disney Infinity as a whole ahead of the sort of the Disney launch. So I think that was really cool. Did you get to speak to anybody at the event, or was it, or they were sort of preoccupied, etc.?
During the event, I didn't get to speak to Johnny or Ellison, but obviously they were working the feed the whole time.
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of the producers and designers that I've actually previously met at the various events like E3 and Comic Con. But just talking to them, seeing how they're doing now. Obviously they get to breathe a little bit more since the games have been out, and it was just cool. It's great to be around the people and then show your appreciation for what they've done, and also to see it actually unfold in front of your eyes with all these kids enjoying it. So it was cool. I mean, I got to play as Baymax and Hulk. I alternated those two with this other little kid who actually was experiencing Infinity for the first time.
Yeah.
And by the 30-minute mark when we were playing for a while, like, he was basically telling me what to do. Like, he was becoming an expert. So it was really, really cool just to see that unfold before my eyes. So another cool thing I forgot to mention is, and a lot of people saw it on the Twitch feed, but they demoed the Merida Toy Box game.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to experience it myself, hands-on, but just seeing it, it looks really cool. I'm kind of excited for it. Just to see, I mean, obviously, through the survival modes on the other ones that we have already, you can see some of those, like the bear-looking rock monsters that they have. Well, that one was full of them, and it looked kind of cool. So I'm kind of excited to play that once the 4th comes out here.
Yeah.
But it was an awesome event, man. It was really, really cool. It was cool to see.
I mean, I think it's the thing as well of sort of with it being a charity event and just a general. I think sort of Disney have sort of cottoned on to this idea that with the Toy Box Summit, an event like this, and with the when they did the launch back in nowadays, streaming it out to the mass public is the best way of getting word out about these things. It relatively now sort of technology is that much cheaper. They don't have to before, everyone was sort of competing for like TV space and having to get the crews there. Well, now you can set up their own things, stream it worldwide, and you can basically, it just works as a great way of sort of talking to the community and giving out adverts. And I really think it's fantastic that they've sort of been able to kind of get in and do this kind of things and use the technology to sort of just get the word out about stuff a lot better than just putting out official sort of press releases, just randomly.
Well, it also helps the community get involved. I mean, it's like, usually they have announcement events in certain parts of the world and you can't be there, but feeds just help you be there.
Well, it's like amazing. It's like for me personally, being able to watch that event live on Twitch, and it's quite funny the fact that you were there in person. I was watching it just through my computer, and I even, you could even watch it on your smartphone. It makes the whole thing just so much more accessible to everybody worldwide. I think it's exactly what they need to do, and I've got to say a big hats off to them for doing this kind of stuff. I think it's a great way of them getting word out.
Absolutely, it was definitely a privilege to be there. It was really cool to just to see them do such a. I mean, the event was honestly, it was fun. It was a lot of Infinity, but it was the purpose behind it was to raise funds, and it was they were successful. It was perfect.
Yeah,
it was really
it's perfect. I mean, it was quite interesting. Sort of being on the live feed. People, they were asking questions, and we were able, as sort of people being interactive, to ask questions. They were able to ask, what characters do we want? And we could chime in, and I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, every time they do something like this, it usually sort of goes into everyone sort of just shouting what characters they want to be added to the game. It's one of those things of, they've got so many Disney characters they can put in. it's just one of those things. There's always going to be something else that somebody wants to add. But I think it's great. I mean, it's like I said, there wasn't any major news coming out of the event, but that wasn't the purpose of it. It was there to raise money for charity,